So good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I think one of the things I've really appreciated about this conference is getting to talk with some of you and really hearing about how we have this common tool set in terms of Six Sigma and Lean and all of the change management techniques and initiatives that we run, but that we have to apply it in different ways. So I want to talk to you about an application that is probably a little bit unusual at Vanguard, but I think will be another way to think about how to incorporate all of the tools that we have in our toolkit in new and different creative ways. So let me get started here. I have to explain because some of you, I think most of you are probably from the U.S. and know what Vanguard is, right? Mutual fund. But some of you from abroad may not know what Vanguard is. And so let me talk a little bit about the company. So we are a mutual fund provider, a global mutual fund provider. And we have about $3.5 trillion in assets under management. The company is about 14,000 employees around the world. And so what I'm going to talk about is my little portion of this world, which resides in investment management. And so think about the part of the company that is the engine for actually making the decisions on what securities go into the mutual funds. Okay? So that's what investment management group is. But I don't want to mislead you. Our process improvement journey at Vanguard has a very long history and started very early. So it started in 1990. And you can see there's been a lot of milestones along the way, but this really happened in other parts of the company. So we had very strong support from our CEO on down about, at that time, Six Sigma, right? And those efforts there. And we rolled that out to all different parts of our company. It was great in our retail division. It was great in institutional. It worked in IT. So you can see there are parts of the company that really lend itself to these types of process improvements. So our call centers, for example, or our statements and document processing centers. Those were all places where we derived a lot of benefits from continuous improvement. So one of the places where it didn't really take hold was in investment management. I think that's because the way that we have to think about what we're doing in investment management is materially different from the way that we think about what we're producing in other parts of the company that have a tangible product. So think about investment management as a group whose main product, right, is judgment. And it's very specialized and technical knowledge that informs that judgment, right? So the product itself is really different, and the clients are kind of a step removed from our customers, right? So clients are our portfolio managers, our analysts, our traders, and our customers are those who invest in the funds. So, what does business transformation and operational excellence look like in an organization like that, right? So so you see this timeline here. This was an effort that was very top-down around process improvement at Vanguard, and it had a lot of support, and it led in 2013, where this timeline drops off. It had a lot of support and got rolled out into investment management. So it started because the leadership at Vanguard believed in this proposition and wanted to also incorporate it into investment management. So in 2013, we started something called Process Excellence in Investment Management. And I really see this journey as an evolution. So it started as an understanding and an optimization of what our value proposition really is. It evolved into envisioning and enacting the future. And then the current phase that we're in is really aligning our people, process, and technology to really effectuate that future. So when we started this organization, we took people from our Center for Excellence, which is a corporate team that is deployed to all of the different functions around the company to do this process excellence work, and had one of their master black belts head a team. But the difference was they were fully housed in investment management. So they became employees within the investment management division as opposed to rolling up to corporate. The reason we did that was because it's really important to have that wholesale buy-in, especially for this group of professionals who have some skepticism about what operations could do for their value proposition. Because for them, it's all about research, trading. It's all about what you can get by the knowledge in your head. Right? So I was not the leader of this group when it started. In fact, I was their client. I was a municipal bond analyst in fixed income. So I saw it from the other side of the table. But the proposition here, and let me talk to you a little bit about the clients. So the clients here are the equity investment group, who's responsible for our index funds, S&P 500, many of our funds there. I think portfolio managers, analysts, traders. Our quantitative equity group, which manages our algorithm-based funds. And again, portfolio managers, traders, analysts. Fixed income group, our active bond funds here. So that's another facet of the same theme. Investment strategy group, which leads our investment research. Risk management group, which measures the investment and operational risks that we're taking when we invest in our securities. And then our global investment shared services group, which is where process excellence lives. And this is the group which provides the technology and the infrastructure to enable all of our trading and investments. So this is also the group where business technology lives, and business technology is the bridge to IT. Okay, so that gives you a landscape of who our clients are, but now we have to define what's this value proposition, and how can operational excellence help here, right? So the easiest way to do that is to go back to what differentiates Vanguard and what our credo is, which is to take a stand for all investors and to give them the best chance for investment success. And what does that mean? So it means best performance adjusted for risk at the lowest cost. So performance is important, and that's what the analysts, traders, and portfolio managers generally concentrate on, but then so is risk, so is cost, right? So that gave us a platform for explaining what operational excellence could do for investment management. There are other factors that kind of helped us out too. So the business is a victim of its own success. We're growing, right? And we have 3 portfolio management locations in Malvern, London, and Melbourne, 6 product domiciles, and we're on 47 world exchanges. So globalization. The investment management group was feeling the effects of globalization and actually wanted to harness the power of globalization and not just feel the pain of it, right? So that it could really expand its reach in terms of its trading operations. So that was a natural way to kind of get into the operational excellence business transformation work. And we used it. We used it quite well. So what we did is we concentrated on operational efficiencies, projects around operational efficiencies where we could show tangible results, and we built our reputation. And that was great. And we made some significant advances in proving that we had a place in this organization and that we could bring value to this organization. However, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough because we weren't doing something in this group, and that takes me to my tenure as a part of the head of process excellence. It wasn't enough because while the portfolio managers, traders, and analysts were managing the day-to-day funds, what they weren't doing was envisioning the future and really thinking about their competitors and what their competitors were doing in that space and how they should use their productive paranoia, to make sure that Vanguard's around for the next 40 years. So that's something where I wanted my team to focus. And you can see it's a small team, right? It's a fairly small team. And what I wanted us to do was to go from a state where we were very reactive, taking points of pain types of projects from our clients and embedding ourselves in the organizations, in the various business lines, so that we could be the ones coming up with the improvement opportunities. And the only way to do that is to change the model. So we went to a relationship manager model. We aligned process experts with each of the business lines. We said, we'll invest here. We're not going to do rotations here. These guys are here for the long term. We're not going to rotate them out on you. They're going to learn your business. They're going to evolve your business. They're going to inform your business. And they're going to know kind of like what the headlines are. What are the things that you're really trying to drive within your organization? And they're going to actively participate in coming up with what those improvement opportunities should be. So we rationalize, I call this institutionalization, right? We rationalized the work that we did. It was both points of pain and kind of larger strategic projects. And we looked at that book of portfolio of work together. Okay, so then beyond that, there was more opportunity. And the opportunity had to do with really aligning to the whole department, treating this like a system, right? Each of those business lines are a part of investment management group. An investment management group has to have some goals: lowering risk, improving fund performance, and promoting efficient growth. And under those goals are specific objectives. What enables those objectives and those goals are the people, the process, and the technology. So I had to lay this vision out and say, you know what? While we're doing great in each of our silos, we have to work as a system because we're all investment management group, right? So this next iteration, this next evolution, is about putting the people, process, and technology, those enablers, together, and really concentrating on the intersection between the two. The way that we're addressing that and the way that we're doing that is through this business design cycle, where our long-term business design is related to our strategic imperatives for the department and informs the projects that we do on a day-to-day basis. Along with that, we're also realigning the way that our organizations are put together. So you'll see that the business, process, and technology piece is where we house our process excellence group, as well as our business technology change group. Program leadership is around big technology projects that are kind of separate and apart from those day-to-day operations. There's a global data team, and importantly, there's this new innovation and experimentation team. So that happened, and that got created because we redefined what we were doing within IMG. We were saying, look, we need to envision the future. We need to think about fintech. We need to really take people, process, and technology and put it together as the base to fulfill the objectives of investment management group, which align to what we're trying to produce. So that's my story.
We have time for a few questions. Yes?
So when you embedded those folks into those different functional areas,
Yep.
did you have any obstacles or challenges or pushback from leaders in those areas?
Yeah, but guess what my answer is? Well, so I told you I was a municipal bond analyst before I headed up this team. So that was really helpful because I could truthfully say, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what your challenges are. And here's how I propose we take care of it or we address it, right? So the biggest obstacle is always time, right, with these professionals. They need a lot of time to do the day-to-day work that they do, and they don't want to spend time doing anything other than analyzing securities. So my answer to something like that is, okay, let my team do the heavy lifting. We'll do 80-20 in terms of the distribution of work. I need you to do 20 though. Can you do 20?
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Jeannie.